What's up, fam? Welcome to Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the crew on here. What's up, family?
Hey y'all.
Chilling.
Hey.
And we're missing a couple right now. But they'll be back on Sunday. But it's gonna be the four of us today. And today's topic: what is your definition of a woman? As a woman, what is your definition? So let me read something real quick. So a person who, regardless of their sex assigned at birth, identifies as a woman. The term, I don't know if I'm saying this right because I don't know these words, cisgender woman. Have y'all heard of that? CIS gender?
No.
Okay. It describes someone who was assigned female at birth and identifies as a woman. The term transgender woman describes someone who was assigned male at birth and identifies as a woman. So, if you identify as a woman, does that make you a woman?
Well, now that we're talking in technical terms, I'm a bit confused. If you identify, so you're saying if you identify as a woman, does that automatically make you a woman?
Correct.
So, okay, so in today's world, in today's day and age, if you identify as a woman, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a woman. That's what you want to be if you're not a woman.
Right.
So in order for you shouldn't have to identify as a woman if you're already a woman. You're a woman. You don't have to say, well, I identify as such.
Right.
Because at that point you're making a statement. Whereas if I'm a woman, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm a woman. I'm a lady. I'm this. Not this is what I identify as. Because remember, I mean, I know that we're talking. Huh?
I was born with a pussy.
Right. Like, okay. Yeah.
I don't mean to be crass. Okay. So this whole topic came from something that was heard. And Trav, I'm gonna let you say it because you know it better.
I was watching something and the lady said if you are a straight male, but you wouldn't date a transgender woman, then you would be discriminating against a woman. And I don't understand because I was trying to figure out, do male birds lay eggs?
Well,
Oh,
listen, see, this is the thing. I have a daughter who is a lesbian and she identifies as a woman. She was born with a pussy. That's what it is. If you're born with the parts, you identify as a woman. So what if you surgically alter yourself to become a woman? Are you a woman?
well, that's when I feel like that's when you identify, because you're not originally, that's not initially what you are. So when you change yourself or when you transition into something else, now you're identifying as such because you've made those changes to be.
But Nita, that's not an authentic pussy.
Oh, it's not. Most definitely not. That's why I'm saying there's a difference between saying I'm a woman and saying I identify as a woman. No, so you're getting all natural pussy over here because I was born, raised, bred as a woman. I got pussy. If that's what it is. But when you're a man and you want to be a woman and you get rid of these parts and then you grow boobs and you're taking hormones and everything else, you're trying to get there. So you're identifying as a woman, but that doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Just because just like a man, just because he wears a wig doesn't make him a woman. He may want to feel like a woman, but that doesn't make him a woman.
But what they're saying is they identify.
That's what I'm saying.
Identify themselves as a woman, and they say this is true. How could my stance on it is I can say I'm anything. I can say I'm a bird. I can say anything I want about myself. But the facts are I'm a black man. And I cannot change that.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You don't have to identify as such if that's what you already are.
Right.
Just like, okay, so remember that lady The lady, Rachel Doziaz or something like that.
Dolezal.
Thank you. She is a white woman. She's a white woman, but in her mind, she identifies as a Black woman.
And she worked her ass off to do it, baby.
She worked her ass off.
I'll let her have that.
She worked her ass off. She was like some type of president of the NAACP. She did a she got her degrees. She got a whole bunch of stuff in African American studies. But this woman,
what did she do? I mean, who is she?
Yeah, I remember that.
Her name was Rachel Dolezal, and it was a big scandal because everybody thought she was Black, and they found out she was white. But she was over there whooping ass as a Black woman. No matter what her nationality was, this woman was beast. You hear me? She was a badass.
Gotcha.
And everybody, they found out that she wasn't born Black, but she was actually a white woman. But she wore makeup, like light complected makeup, so she still looked like a fair-skinned Black woman. Her hair, the whole shebang.
She's married to her brother too, right?
I don't remember.
I think
I
she is.
think she was.
I think she was. But what Tootie is saying is absolutely right. And then what came out was it actually her parents, I don't know what had transpired, but her parents came out and was like, she's not Black. She's a white woman. I am her mom and this is her dad. I almost think her parents got paid off to say something because we're talking about
She was in her, what, 50s?
She
had been busting heads for a minute.
For a long time. I mean, a long time. So I only bring her up because when it was brought out of her saying I'm a white woman, but I identify as a Black woman, a lot of people took offense to that.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, so, you trying to, I don't know. A lot of people took offense to that.
Like they were like saying she was selected nationalities and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But here's the thing, and just in her case, not to get too far off the topic, but just in her case, she married to a Black man, right? That's what we think.
I believe she has children with a Black man.
Okay, well, cool. Then she with us.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I bring it up because she, as a white woman, identifies as a Black woman, right? That's just how she identifies, but she's not Black, so she identifies as such. Right. However, we have men that identify as women, and we have women that identify as men. Just because you identify as such doesn't make you that.
Look at Jenner.
What woman identifies as a man? How you gonna get that?
Oh, I have a bunch of them at school with me.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Identifies as a man? Oh yeah.
But how?
Hormones.
They cut their hair off. They wear these binders to shrink their boobs and all kinds of stuff. So I know quite a few I actually know more transgender men than I do women.
Mm-hmm.
Transgender women, right?
No, this is transgender men.
They're trans men because they're becoming men. So they're transgender men, but they were born women.
Tootie, how do you become a man if you're a woman?
Whoa, let me tell you something. How they go about it?
Not you in particular. I'm asking.
I understand your question.
That's kind of
I'm trying to answer you. But what I'm saying is this.
It happens.
They use hormones. They do a lot too. And I don't get to have an opinion on that based on this. Do I understand it? Sometimes I don't. I try to make it make sense. And my goal is not to make anybody feel like the outcast. I fight for my eyesight. I'm always feeling like the outcast. So I work for inclusion. So whatever these people's deal is, that ain't for me to have anything to say about it, because I think those are probably some of the boldest people on the planet to fight to become who you feel like you were supposed to be in the first place. Right. And who am I to tell you that you're wrong for doing it? So I don't get to have an opinion on transgender people and what they choose, because I know what it's like to feel excluded, because I fight every day to feel included because of my vision. And no matter what your struggle is, nobody wants to feel like the outcast.
I agree.
Hold on,
I don't get to have anything to say.
Before we go on, Trav, let me say this. Is it okay to not reveal to a man that you are not a woman?
No,
No, not at all. Sorry, Travis.
Go ahead,
at
Travis.
all.
No, I'm cool.
I know a guy that died behind it. No, it's not. The
Right.
guy found out that he was born a man and stabbed him to death, and they found him like a couple of days later. So
Yeah.
now I think if you're
And that happens a lot, sadly, on the news.
yeah, you need to reveal that.
Yeah, you
were
need to say
born.
something because
Yeah.
Hold on, let Trav talk. He put his
Yeah.
hand.
No, okay. So y'all, back to that, Tootie. Tootie, you have a situation visually that you didn't ask for. You didn't choose that. That's something that came, correct? From what you told me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I get that. And I get you all saying there's a strength in doing that. I kind of differ. Now, do I think anybody should be treated bad, beat up? Nah, I don't have it in my heart. But changing your sex is such a permanent deal.
But they have to go through like years of counseling and therapy and all kinds of stuff before they can even be done. You don't just wake up and decide, oh, I'm going to be a boy tomorrow.
Well,
it doesn't happen.
That's in the States. When you go to those other countries, they will do whatever you want you to do overnight if that's what you choose to do with the hormones and all that stuff.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. My thing is, on the last point you just made was about should you reveal that? You're playing such a dangerous game because
a lot of
you
people
don't
get killed that way.
You know what I mean? I don't know. The other thing is how can a straight man deal? I don't know how that doesn't even register for me mentally. That's a dude. I don't care how you chalk it up. I don't care what you say. That's a dude.
Do you know what's crazy? I have quite a few gay friends, males, and do you know 80%, well, I won't even excuse my percentage because I don't know facts, but a lot of them go to straight clubs because they know that they can get a straight guy.
Now this is the strangest shit on earth. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Everybody that act like they straight aren't necessarily straight. That's what she's saying.
Look at the down low people on the down low.
That's a real thing.
Married and everything, but then go do their thing with the guy. There's a lot of gay guys that will go to a straight club or vice versa.
Anita laughing and shit. This shit is terrible.
I mean, it's no disrespect, but remember the movie? I think it was like Four Color Girls, and then Janet Jackson was like, she was married to Omari Hardwick, and then she said, "Do you love me?"
His worst role ever.
I think she said, "Do you love me?" He said, "Yeah, I love you." And then she said, "How you can say that when you let a man bend you over?" So the reason why I'm laughing is because, for one, I just thought that scene was funny. And then it's acting too, so it's not real life or anything. Mm-hmm. And I don't have anything bad about gay people, how they live their life. That doesn't bother me at all. I love the community, but I say that because that movie, he was married to him. They had a whole marriage, and he was down low. He really liked men in the movie. Mm-hmm. I think in one scene, some guy was sucking him off. So
some people do the down low out of fear of people judging them or fear of family. So they have a whole persona of this marriage and these kids and whatever, but they really like men.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
that's why I brought it up.
Listen, if you have an affliction for boy pussy, just go do that. Just go do that. If you have it, I'm gonna say it again in the camera. If you have an affliction for boy pussy, just go do that. I'm not mad at you, but don't contaminate the real pussy with boy pussy. You're messing everything up.
My thing is just reveal it.
Definitely. I think that if you're in a relationship and you're transgendered and you're not posing, but you identify as a woman, but you used to be a man, it's only right for you as a man to say, or a woman to say, I used to be a man, and vice versa. If the woman is
What do you think
Identify.
kids? What do you like Dwayne Wade's son,
That's
daughter?
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Well, I think
You figure that out once you if
I
that's
think
what you want.
kids need to be left alone in it. I really do. And I think that kids are so impressionable and they have so much learning, growing. Their bodies haven't even fully developed. Like my daughter needs surgery and they won't even do surgery because her growth plate hasn't closed. So if at 12 years old, there should be no reason why a person is determining if they should be a woman or a girl or a boy.
I would
I
agree.
really believe that they really just need to wait. They haven't even experienced life yet. They haven't experienced sex. They haven't had sex with a girl. They haven't had sex with a boy. So I,
Neither in that one case, that particular case there, that boy didn't have sex because they was on the couch giving each other some sugar on holidays. So there's some shit going on. I mean, you shaking your head, damn it, it happened.
Why the fuck you lying?
It was on
Why you
they was
always
kissing in front of
lying?
Dwayne Wade. They was kissing.
Okay, let me ask you
who
this.
would say he has a boyfriend? I mean,
He
she
got
has
a
a
little boy.
boyfriend,
Yeah, they got a little boyfriend or some wild shit.
and you think they humping their kids?
I was taken advantage of by a group of women at 12, so it could happen.
We're not talking about Travis.
I
So
I
what I was
thought
about to
that-
say,
I just had to tell you that.
Okay, let me
what I
ask.
was about to say was,
Go ahead.
I had a person that I was once friends with who had a daughter that was transgender, and she was becoming a he.
Mm-hmm.
And so she stopped talking to me. Well, better yet, all of them stopped talking to me over a Facebook post. I still like, I don't get it. It didn't register. It still does. However, the post was, there was an always Max bag. And they were taking the female's gender sign off the packaging and they were replacing the little frilly girly stuff with Tonka trucks. And I said, they just doing too damn much. That was my statement. Well, it escalated and it became a big old thing. Not between she and I, but between a whole bunch of people chimed in on it because they were like, that's just going too far. Well, by the time I saw the post, because I was at work, I was like, oh, I didn't even know all of this was happening. Anyway, she told me I was transphobic, and I was all of these other kind of things based on that, and that we could no longer be friends because her daughter was going through it. Now, the thing that I found entertaining was this. I often felt like she was a person who pushed her daughter into that because she always wanted to be a part of the gay community, but she didn't have the courage to be who she really was. Because her daughter was like really, really young. I think she might have been maybe 12 or 13, and she was like taking the hormones and cut her hair off and wearing the binder and all of this other kind of stuff. And she was like being supportive. Well, I support the person because I loved her.
Right.
What she was becoming did not matter to me. I don't understand it, but I also don't feel like it was completely authentic because she was like, well, she keeps having breakdowns and having to go to counseling, and she's in like mental institutions and all of this other kind of stuff. And I always wondered if this was what she wanted, would all of that stuff be necessary, or is she trying to please you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. Go ahead.
I've always wondered that, but like I said, we don't talk anymore.
Right.
Because of that. But I'm like, I think those people are really, really bold, but I think you have to give people time to accept stuff. And I wouldn't ever tell anybody to treat a person bad. I would never say that, but I'm saying everybody's entitled to their preferences. So if you're going to be transgender, the person that you're attempting to date should definitely know that you were born. But if you want to be, and if you don't want to date a trans person, you don't have to, because everybody's entitled to their preferences. Some people won't date fat women. Some people don't date black women. Some people don't date tall women. You always are entitled to your preference. And I don't feel like it's discrimination because you don't want to date a trans person. You are entitled to your preference.
To your preference. That is right. Go ahead, Trav.
I want to say one thing, and and this is how I truly feel about all that trans, gay, women, men, dressing up, all that. Look, for real, in every city across America, I want to say this to all the people that are in that community. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Just be good people. Stop blocking traffic with your parades. Nobody cares. Be cool. Go live your life. It's all
Oh,
good.
no, don't knock the parades because
No,
that's
I'm just saying, but they block traffic in Atlanta. Man, don't nobody give a
Oh,
damn.
man, look at
but
the
any other
mall.
kind of parade
Don't
you would
nobody.
know about it, let
No,
them people
Hold on.
celebrate.
no, I'm not saying don't celebrate, but
Look at
ain't
the
nobody
mall.
straight. We're straight. And we ain't walking around having parades. Who gives a damn?
Look
Go
at the
be it's
mall, bro.
Travis,
fine.
but they
Martin Luther
have
King
parades all the
parade.
time for different
You're not
stuff.
you're not getting what I'm saying, Tootie. I
I do get
understand.
what you're saying. I'm saying
Nobody cares
stop,
anymore.
listen, stop. Because if it was a Martin Luther King parade, you'd have your ass out there hollering, I have a dream. Let them people have their damn parade.
No. I'm not saying go be happy, but no straight people have parades. Go stop blocking traffic.
What do you mean
Stop when
don't have
you
parades?
ain't got. I ain't got no sticker on my car of no goddamn rainbow. Who gives a shit? Just be good people.
But you're missing the point, Trav.
What's the
Very much
point?
so. You hear
What's the
nothing.
point?
You're
You're
right.
sympathetic.
You're
You're
not
sympathetic to
No,
something.
not
It's
listening.
no,
cool.
Travis, stop. Because you're
Listen.
choosing this, you're choosing that parade in particular to discriminate against
So
black
I want the Klan. I want the
people.
Klan.
Travis isn't
go
listening
ahead.
to it.
Travis is let her talk, Trav.
What I'm saying is this: it's a parade. It should not matter what kind of parade it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if it was a Martin Luther King Jr. parade, you'd have your ass out there hollering, I have a dream. What?
Hold on, let her talk.
If straight people put it on or gay people put it on,
No,
it's still a Martin Luther King Jr. parade. What
I
I'm
get
saying is you're saying we don't care about you being gay, trans, XYZ, so you need to stop blocking our streets. No, they're still entitled to have the parade. You
okay.
don't have to go, but
Mhm.
they don't mean that they can't do it because you don't like it.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I want the Klan to stop coming to Stowmont Park, blocking traffic. All them folks, get her over that shit. Nobody cares anymore. Get the hell out the way. It's cool. If you gay, you cool. Shake your hand, keep moving.
But
I
a
don't care what
parade
you.
has always been their thing. That's why I'm like, I see it
Yeah,
differently. I'm just like, nobody would care because people want to see the parade and,
But let
and,
me
and
ask you a
people
question.
celebrate these people.
Let me ask you a
So,
question. What's more important, them being good people or them blocking traffic?
Oh my goodness.
but
What's
It's
that's
just a
not the same
question.
thing,
no,
Travis.
it's not. What's more important, being straight or blocking Martin Luther King Jr. march?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. That's not a good question,
It doesn't
Travis.
Are you comparing Dr. Martin Luther the King
there
to a gay parade?
people are
No,
straight. It's a parade. I'm putting a parade.
I'm
with a
saying a
parade.
parade is a parade. It doesn't matter what it's celebrating. That's what I said.
It's weird.
And it shouldn't be based on your approval.
It's
Your
not my
approval shouldn't
approval.
come. Stop. Your approval shouldn't come based on
Mhm.
what type of parade it is. Because if they have a Martin Luther King parade marching downtown, your ass is like, oh, I have a dream. If they have a gay parade marching downtown, you just cheer them on and watch the damn floats. All
Okay.
I'm saying
The
is
same
a
parade.
parade is a
Hold on.
parade.
The same parades are gonna block traffic, whether it's a gay parade or whether it.
You all are missing what I'm saying.
She
Let me
listened, she
let me
heard
break it down a
No,
little bit
Travis,
further.
because you sound kind of.
Let me break it down a little just an inch further.
I'm gonna hear you. Go ahead.
I straight people do not have parades based off their sexuality.
So
Why?
Hold on. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Tootie, listen what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
I have no problem with what you choose to do in your own time, in your own bedroom. That's not my deal. I don't care. I've had supervisors that were like that. And I've been cool. I'm cool. I don't think anybody should be hurt, any of that. So I don't want to get it misconstrued. But I'm saying at this point, you ain't got to tout none of that no more. You ain't got to walk around and have a parade off your sexuality. No, I don't care, and most people don't care.
But that's opinionated because that's big for their. That's big for them. So that's what they do. So I wouldn't take it away because that's
No,
something
I'm not
they've
saying take it
always
away.
done.
Do it at night when everybody's asleep or something.
You're so dumb. Okay, let me ask you this, guys. What about in sports? Travis is on crack.
you know,
What about sports? Do you feel that
Hell
it's
no.
okay for a man transgender to become a woman and he is on the swim team
Mm-mm.
against
No.
women? Is that okay? That no. Okay.
It's unfair.
It is an unfair advantage because men are naturally stronger
Right.
than women. So I feel like that's a very unfair rule, but that they allow them. And I'm not discriminating, but what I'm saying is physically, a man is born stronger than a woman will ever be, most. And to say, well, I'm a woman, okay, cool. But you're competing with smaller women who are never going to be able to reach what it is you're doing because they weren't built for that. And so you don't see women fighting to get in the NFL.
Right.
Now, I'm sure it's some badass football playing women somewhere out there.
Oh,
I'm
that's the
positive.
lingerie ones. You remember them on TV, the lingerie football team, the females? You didn't see that? Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, that
What
was
about-
years ago.
what about-
played around,
What about Powder Puff in high school?
Oh, we did a powder puff, yeah. But they only play flag football. But I'm saying if you talk about a woman going to the NFL, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because she's not built for that kind of destruction. Like they running people over and headbutting and all of this other kind of stuff. Her parts ain't made for that.
No, your body just won't hold up to that. I mean, I'm an ex-ball
I'm
player.
saying that's harsh. That's what I'm
player.
getting
That shit
to.
is not, men got CTE. That's not made for y'all. I mean, it's just, I don't care what nobody else say. People get offended.
Like in a lot of public places, they still have a men's room and a women's room, and sometimes they have a family room, like public bathrooms. And I remember I had this job one time, and there was a transgender woman there, and she couldn't go into the men's restroom because they beat her up really bad one time.
See, that's nonsense.
But the females' bathroom, the women didn't want her in there. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. It got to the point that I would just like, nah, can't nobody go in there. So she could just go to the bathroom because everybody would get up, get upset or whatever about her. She's still a human. She still got to pee. And they would get upset about her needing to go to the bathroom, but they didn't make any special concessions for her. And in certain spaces, I think that they go overboard. Like right now, have y'all seen this thing where they're upset about Aretha Franklin's song Natural Woman, talking about some she wasn't talking to them, what difference does it make, XYZ? That song is 10,000 years old.
Yeah, and she was talking about herself. She wasn't talking about the movement that's going on today.
Right. That song is prehistoric in compared to today's time.
But they're reaching. That's
what
part.
I'm saying. And that's what I want to say. Now, in certain spaces, they always reaching too far, doing too damn much. And I'm like, y'all need to sit the fuck down.
Okay, let me ask you this. Go ahead, Trev. I'm sorry, your hand was up. Go ahead.
No, you good. I want to know one thing. We joke about everything. We joke about other races. We joke about financial. We joke about religion. Why? That's their community. Why did they not take jokes?
I think because I think some get so defensive because of how people have treated them, meaning abuse, meaning killing them, meaning they call out names that, it's
outcasted. Yeah, like they don't feel included in a lot of stuff. And people are still gonna do the same thing. But I just feel like sometimes you need to purr, you don't need to roar. And they tend to roar a lot in certain spaces.
Like, for instance, there is a time where my daughter's married to a woman, and they've been married 6 years. Don't give me the 5 or 6. I get all messed up. Anyway, I love them dearly. And they went to, it was some food place, and it was in this area called Santee. Santee is predominantly white area, and my daughter's mixed, and her wife is Guamanian. So they're going in holding hands, and my daughter is the stud, but she identifies as a woman, and her wife is the femme. So when they go in this place, this guy's looking at him, and it's almost like these men will look at the studs like they're dudes and want to fight them. Like, just because you wear shorts and a t-shirt, I'm still a woman. And so you're gonna look at me, and the dude said something to my daughter. I don't remember. Because this was a few years ago. My sister and her wife, my sister, my daughter and her wife, she guided her wife, get in the car, let's go. But she doesn't like confrontation. But at the same time, she will, if someone put their hands on her,
All bets are off.
she will go nutty because she is my child. But she can't beat a dude up. You know what I mean? So it's stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I think that's what most parents, when their children do come out as whatever they want to be, I think the parents get upset because they fear. They fear of society and what may happen to them.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is this, and I would love to know from a quote unquote film.
Mm-hmm.
If you date a woman that looks like a man, cornrows, Nike boots, bubble coat, Levi's,
Why don't
but
they
I
just
see,
date a man?
why wouldn't you just date a dude?
Because they're attracted to a woman.
A
The
woman?
A woman's heart, a woman,
Nurtures better, cares
best
better.
friends, best friends.
Yeah, that's what that is. So I see what you're saying, but in the same space, maybe that film was molested by a man. Maybe she thinks boys are cute, but she doesn't like penis because it assaulted her. So whatever her reason is, that's for her to have.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got no heaven and hell to put that chick in.
No, no,
Let
no,
her
no,
be.
no. I'm not coming from that perspective. To my question, I'm just confused. Like,
Because sometimes what it is it's deeper than what you think.
okay,
I remember
okay,
one time watching this show, and this girl was, they said she was desexing herself was the term that they used, because she was, and she was more obvious. As a youth, she couldn't stop the molestation from her stepfather. And so she liked women because she was sexually abused.
Mm-hmm.
Women didn't hurt her. Women nurtured her. Once she shared herself and her story, she was nurtured more by women than she was by men. And it wasn't a whole bunch of questions. It was just like, oh, no matter what it is, come here, we're gonna love them. As opposed to you, a man and be like, y'all care different. Not saying you don't care,
Right.
but you don't care like women care. We're nurturers by nature.
Let me ask
And
you. I don't mean to cut you off, Tootie. I'm sorry. What about non-binary? Is it non-binary?
non-binary.
Binary.
We
So,
don't identify
what
with
do
either.
you?
We don't identify with either.
Right. How do you guys feel about that?
Um, again, I
I feel like these transgender people are the people who just said, I don't feel like I have to choose.
Yeah.
And we're always saying, all you got to do is choose. All you got to do is choose. And that makes sense in a lot of spaces in your life. It really, really does. But these are people who don't feel like they have to. I respect that. That's whatever your freedom looks like to you. By golly, go be married, be great.
So my question is, because I don't know much about the non-binary,
you don't identify.
if you don't identify to either, if you're a non-binary woman, would you go in the man's bathroom? Because you know what I mean?
But do you know how? Do you know, you guys, y'all? Do y'all know, ladies? I'm sorry. Do y'all know how
Be right back.
scary that is for a man, for a straight man? Do you know how scary that is? First of all, you got to be careful. You can't say the wrong thing. And you're in my bathroom, and you got a dress on, and you pull a dick out. Like, how does that work? Seriously, how does that work, Tootie?
I would think that if this is a straight man, I mean, if this is a transgender or non-binary, whatever the case may be, person, and they're dressed in attire that confuses men or women, that they will go into the bathroom, like the stall, not the urine. That's just my thought.
So let me ask you a question, Tootie. You in the bathroom, right? You in the
Okay.
bathroom. Dude walk in, beard, dress, pulls his dress up and pees. Are you comfortable?
I'm not gonna see him do it. Go for it.
Yeah,
Because
I
women
think
don't have urinals, Travis. We only have stalls. So you might come in there looking some kind of way. Shoot, sometimes women just have excessive facial hair, whatever the case may be. All I'm saying is this: if I don't feel threatened,
A beard like mine.
yeah,
I don't
Broad
pay
shoulder.
attention, to be honest with you. Like
So
I noticed.
if I'm standing up in the stall and I lift my dress up and you beside me and I'm standing forward and you hear water, I'm peeing. That's me peeing.
We
And
wouldn't see you, so it doesn't matter.
you wouldn't say, why is his feet pointed that way?
no, because
No.
automatically women are like, oh, he can't go in the
Get outta
men's
here.
bathroom.
Absolutely
No,
not. That
because
wouldn't.
Well, that's
women
what
would
I'm saying. Women do
instantly
not pay
understand.
attention. Right. Us as women, when it comes to the bathroom and stuff, a lot of times we don't pay attention to stuff like that. The bathrooms for women is set up differently because of the way that we actually have to use the bathroom. When we come in the bathroom,
Okay.
we have the two sinks and then the stalls, and all of the stalls have doors to the where
Okay.
you don't, nobody's paying attention. Now, if I see somebody,
returned it.
yeah,
Okay,
if I see somebody and their feet are
okay.
turned, I don't pay attention
Dude,
to that. Like
all
their
right,
feet are
Yes.
turned.
Nita, your daughter in there. He comes in and he lifts his dress up and you okay with that?
I'm not gonna see it. That's what I'm saying.
The daughter's not going to see it. You're not going to see it.
We're not
Yeah.
gonna see it.
And the thing
But
about it, this too,
if his
Travis,
feet pointed this way and they supposed to be pointed that way, you're never gonna see it.
You're not gonna see it because
gonna
if you
see
think
it.
about it, most
gotta
women
look
don't even
under the
flush the
door.
toilet that way. When we turn around, sometimes our feet are that way too because that's how we flush the toilet. We turn around, we turn towards the toilet, we lift our foot up,
and you kick the
and
toilet
we
shit.
and you
Flush.
flush the toilet with our foot. So a lot of times women do not pay attention to what way the feet is going and who's going in what stall. The only time we're going to pay attention if somebody's making loud noises, if somebody is slamming against the door, they got hella kids in there and something else is off. If there's a man that actually walks in and whatever, at that point we're paying attention. But we're not paying attention if if somebody's just pissing in the stall. To be honest with you, in Seattle, okay, I'm from Seattle, Washington, and Seattle, Washington is very gay friendly. We really could care. We don't care. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
This is the thing though. In Seattle, I'm in a woman's bathroom. No lie. Dude walks in a woman's bathroom. He was gay. I don't think he cared. I didn't even care. He walked straight in the stall. He used the bathroom. I washed my hands next to him. I was like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Have a good day. And I left because he wasn't a harm to me. I wasn't a threat to him, and vice versa. Nobody really, I don't care.
Don't care. Most straight men are, I won't say most, but there's a lot of straight men that are homophobic.
Not really. Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is. I'm straight. So I'm gonna say it's not so much that we're homophobic.
I'm not saying you.
No. I'm not making it. It's not believe me, it's not personal with me.
Mhm,
Um, it's not that we're homophobic. It's the simple fact that we're men,
mhm.
and because we feel like we like women, you like men, then if I'm standing in this stall and I'm standing there, we just automatically think you're gonna look down and glance over and see, what are you doing over there? That's just normal. That's what we think, like it or not.
But
But
that's
that
stalls. I mean, because men don't. They have urinals. So you
that's what I'm
guys.
saying. No, I'm saying the
Exactly.
urinal. You standing beside me.
Mhm,
Like we it's in a man. You don't look when you pee, you look straight ahead as a
mhm.
man.
So let me ask you this. Say a woman
Hold
comes
on.
into the men.
Hold on. Hold on.
Now
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I want to hear what Nita's gonna say.
Say a woman comes into the men's restroom. There's a urinal,
She ain't got no
and
business in there.
she decides to sit on the urinal and pisses. Are you gonna say something to her
She
about it?
drunk. She drunk.
It doesn't matter.
Is she drunk?
What
Don't
I'm
have
just
to be.
saying, like, are you
Is
gonna
she
pay that
drunk?
much attention to
Is
No,
her?
she drunk?
no,
She,
no.
what
She's
is she
not.
wrong with? Okay, get your ass out of here.
Would you tell her that?
Yes, straight up, get your ass out of here.
Mm.
We gotta
I,
have
I
something
get,
sacred.
I get what
Something,
you're saying, but
something.
women,
We gotta
women
have
are not
something left. A
gonna.
straight man gotta have something left. God damn.
Y'all
We
do.
can't have a bathroom. We can't have goddamn all male schools no more. Goddamn, give us something back. Get the hell out of our bathroom. Get your ass out of here.
You silly. You silly. Well, we're not going to stop here. I want to ask y'all one question. If it was your child, Lanita, you have daughters. Trav, you have daughters.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them became trans, how would you react to them?
Want me to
I
go
think it
first? Or you
depends on
want
the
me?
age.
What if they were 18?
I think if there was 18 and they became trans, that's something that I would just you have to accept. It's not something that I'm naturally born into where I'm like, oh, okay, this is okay with me in the beginning. That's something that I would have to grow into to understand or to accept.
Okay.
And that's just being 100. It's not, and my girls, and I'm saying this because my girls are super girly. Well, Labria is a little bit girlish because she doesn't like the word tomboy. But because the girls do what they do, I think it's just something that I have to grow into to accept if that's the path that they wanted to travel down.
Okay. And Trav?
Um, for their safety, I don't know if I wouldn't want that for them, but in lieu of that, they're my kids. I love them. You know what I'm saying? And again, I go back to my root. I want you to be a good person. So if you're still a good person, you're productive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your personal life, I don't control that. Ain't nothing I can do about that at that point. Um,
Okay.
I'm not, but I will say this: I got girls. It'd be harder on me if I had a son. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
100%. I think it would
Because
be a harder.
it'd be harder on me if I had a son because of the type of men that I come from.
Mm.
Like, we it's like it would be like in my family, they'd be like, what the hell is going on? So if I had a son, it'd be tough. It'd be tougher for me.
But how would you react to them? How would you now mind you, this is a
I ain't
son.
gonna cut him off, but
This
I mean it'd
I'm
be
talking
tough.
about trans. So if your son became a woman,
Ooh, that
identified as a woman,
that'd be tough.
how would you still treat him and love him?
I'm gonna have to because he mine. But I mean, is he a junior too? Like I named him after me and all that?
Could have been.
Oh, that'd be rough. Oh my goodness. I
Okay.
ain't gonna that'd be
Same
rough.
question. What if your daughter said, I'm a lesbian? How would you feel about that?
Me?
Both of you and Lanita. Because you both
I think
have
for
daughters.
me, it's the same thing. I mean, it's just something I have to grow into accept. I mean, you got to think about this. When we're as mothers, we're pregnant, right? and we find out we're having a girl, we start planning ballet classes. We start picking out pink stuff for our girls. If we're having a boy, I mean, you set up nurseries. Most people set up nurseries and they go off of the color that they think that their child's going to be. They set up pink for girls and blue for boys. So when you find out you're pregnant and you're having a boy, first thing you're thinking of is, oh, what's his name going to be? And it's going to be a masculine name. The second thing is, what color is his room going to be? Is it going to, what theme? It's going to be a boy. It's probably going to be woodsy. It's probably going to have blue, green, and yellows in it. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to put my son in karate. He's going to play football. He's going to play basketball. He's going to do all this stuff. Girls, pink, ballet, cheerleading, all this thing. Prom, we're going to give her pearls for prom. We're going to put her in these pretty little dresses.
What would you?
But this is what I'm saying. The thing is, we already pre-plan how our kids' lives are going to go based off of we find out we're having a girl or a boy. So when that plan in our minds change that says this girl is no longer going to do this because she wants to be with another girl, or this girl is no longer to do this because now this girl wants to be a guy, or vice versa. The boy wants to be a girl, or this boy wants to date another boy.
Okay.
The thing is,
I'm like, make your point.
we have to.
You got 30 seconds.
We have to grow into that acceptance because we've already pre-planned their lives from birth. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying.
It's not something, it's not something that you could just be like,
plan. It's not a part of the
it's not a part of our plan for them. So it's not something that you could be like, oh yeah, if my son came home and he did this, that, and the other, I'm gonna be okay, cool.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When you have a son, let's just say, and your husband is in the medical field and that father wants his son to be in the medical field. That's his dream for his son, but his son goes and becomes a football player and doesn't want shit to do with the medical field. What is the difference in that aspect?
The difference is the dad still has to accept the fact that he went down a path that the dad set in his mind for their son. That's what happens. A lot of people live their lives through their kids. So that dad, we have to grow into accepting the path that our children decide to go down.
Yeah.
Especially like for me, I got girls and they're girly girls, all of them, and they got girly names and all that crap. But if I had 3 boys, like one of my sons probably would have been a name like Maximus or something. So like, if he was Maximus and he was wearing a dress, I'd be fucked up. I would be fucked up. I'm just being honest.
And that's a part of what I was saying, because we pick our names. You got to think about it, like,
but you got to listen. Okay, listen. With that being said, I said the child was 18, right? So Maximus identifies as a woman. So now Maximus wants to be called Maxine. So Maximus can go change his name to Maxine because he's 18.
But I'd have been, see, that's what I'm saying. You took Maximus, Leonidas, or something like. You took that from me.
It don't matter.
That's Leonidas.
Maxine.
Yes, I would have named my son something like that. He would have been a slayer.
Leonidas, that shit sound like some inflammation.
And let me tell you something, Tootie. Before we get off this. No, you gonna listen. You gonna listen. If my son knocked on the door and said, "Tootie, come out," I'm Leonidas. You would have said, "Okay, I'm coming." Stop playing.
Oh my goodness.
No. After I got through laughing at his name,
I would
respect him.
Look, we're not gonna stop here, but we're gonna stop this.
He would have dropped his drawers and said, "He's a mule."
Oh my goodness.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Every day, every time. Travis lying.
And we just gonna go out like that. One love, y'all. Subscribe to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. We will see you on Sunday. I appreciate you, and we're out of here.